Hashtags, are they still a digital marketing business essential or a thing of the past? We've been talking about hashtags since the beginning of social media pretty much, but their role has really changed. And the landscape of social media continues to shift and evolve. And the biggest question is, how should we be using hashtags? Have they changed? Today's episode, we're going to dig in and give you everything that you need to know about how to use hashtags in 2025. Welcome to the Salon Scoop, a podcast by Salon S.O.S. I'm your host, Scott Moon, the founder of Salon S.O.S., and I'm obsessed with helping salon professionals live their best life. In this show, we shop talk all things salon to bring you real-life stories, debates, entertainment, and inspiration to help you find happiness and success in this beautiful industry. If you work in the salon industry in any capacity, this podcast is open to you. So set down your scissors or rinse out that toner and let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Salon Scoop. Today, we are getting the scoop on hashtags. Once the darlings of social media engagement, right? We were putting up to 30 hashtags on every single post, and it played such a pivotal role in connecting our content with potential clients, right, across so many platforms. But the question is, are they still necessary or effective in today's world? Because social media and algorithms have changed so much. That's what we're going to delve into today. Okay, we're going to break down hashtags in 2025 and let you know whether you should still be using them, and if so, how. With me to break this all down is the one and only Sarah Perrin, my digital debrief partner for these episodes. Sarah, what's your favorite hashtag?
Oh my goodness. My favorite hashtag. It's not, oh my goodness. Put me on the spot. The one I search the most is probably like about food, like in my area. So like my like Saskatoon, it's YXE. So if you looked at my top hashtags searched, it's probably YXE food or hashtag digital marketing, because I'm always looking for kind of fresh inspo and ideas about what people are talking about. So it'd be food and work, which is essentially what my entire life revolves around anyways. So
Nice. Well, I got one more hashtag question for you. If you had to create a hashtag to describe your life, what would it be?
Chaos. Hashtag chaos, maybe.
Sarah Perrin, hashtag chaos. Coming
hashtag welcome to the shit show.
Love it. All right. Well, let's give our listeners some insights into hashtags, but maybe you can give us a little bit more of a history of hashtags, sort of like where they came about and why they were so useful for so long.
For sure. Yeah. So like hashtags obviously started as social media was becoming more of a thing, kind of in like the early to mid 2000s, right? So it definitely started off strong with Twitter. So if anybody was using Twitter when it kind of first came out around 2007, X now. That was like a big thing, right? And the entire point of hashtags, I remember having this conversation with my parents and, clients and stuff like that, because they're like, what is a hashtag? I don't understand. And I always explained it. I was like, it's almost like subtitles for what it is that you're posting. So when I was like, a brand new, esthetician and I was posting pictures of nails when Instagram was kind of first coming out, I would be hashtagging nails, nail art, like 30 different things about everything. And again, for anybody that was, kind of hopping on the social media train when it first came out, like you remember that long list of hashtags that it was just absolutely ridiculous. It had like some of them weren't even relevant to what you were actually posting, right? It would be like hashtag girl, hashtag cute, hashtag whatever. And the entire purpose of them was, again, like I said, it was almost that subtitle. So if I was looking for pictures of nails, I would just Google, I would look up hashtag nails, hashtag nail art. And all of a sudden this huge, like plethora of all of these people who had used that hashtag, that's what would come up. So that was kind of the purpose of them when they first started, is they were these little keywords that you could link up so that when somebody was searching for that specific thing, all of a sudden you would pop up in the, in the search engine or the, search page kind of thing. So that's kind of where they started, but they have evolved. So I'll let you take it away and let us know how it has evolved and why they're not as necessary now.
Yeah, and social media obviously changes and has continued to evolve. And there was a big shift that happened. It's kind of called the TikTokification of social media, because TikTok brought a brand new type of algorithm that was interest based. And as TikTok grew and became so popular, the other social media platforms essentially shifted the way that their algorithms work to also become interest based. And what that means is that now the algorithms of those platforms are essentially reading and watching your interactions, what you're looking at, what you're engaging with, and then they are continuing to feed you more of that similar type of content. So if you're already engaging with content around food and you're clicking on a lot of them and you're engaging, liking, commenting, whatever about specific things, the algorithm is going to feed you brand new content related to that because it senses that you are interested in that, which means that you don't need to search for it as much because the algorithm is feeding it to you and you're seeing it naturally. So therefore, the use of hashtags to go and search for that stuff has greatly declined, right? Because the interest-based stuff is being shown to you automatically. So that's, it's a difference, obviously, in how the social media platforms have been working. And for the most part, it allows you to see content from profiles that you don't already follow, right? You have a lot more visibility. And as a content creator, right, if you have your own page for your salon or as an individual service provider, cosmetologist, you can get your content in front of a lot more new people who are not following you if it's content that they're interested in. And that's a great tool, I think, a great shift that social media has taken with these new algorithms. But it doesn't mean that the hashtag needs to be completely dead. And I think it's important to recognize how we can utilize it as a result. So Sarah, obviously, as a salon owner and service provider at the same time, and you do a lot of digital marketing, not just for Salon S.O.S, but others. How do you recommend that hashtags be used, and what's their role now in 2025?
So when it comes to choosing your hashtags now, it's really important to make sure that they are relevant and they are like location specific. So I recommend choosing, 3 to 5 hashtags that you throw in on every post that, again, are very specific. So gone are the days of, hashtag balayage, hashtag hair, hashtag brunette. Now we're looking at, and again, I'll use Saskatoon as an example. We're looking at, hashtag Saskatoon salon, hashtag YXE hair, things that people are actually looking at or looking up that are more location specific as opposed to like broad. Because realistically, who really cares if somebody in LA sees your balayage picture, right? Like they're not booking in, they're not becoming an actual client. So making sure that they're specific and they're relevant. And again, really honing in on that location. And another thing I just want to tie into this too is making sure that in your bio, in your Instagram bio and your Facebook, everything like that, is that you're concentrating on these local keywords as well. Because again, when somebody looks up hair salon Saskatoon. And if you don't have those keywords in your bio, you're going to fall, to the bottom of the search engine. So it's not even just in your actual post that you want to make sure that you have these location specific hashtags. You also want to make sure that your bio has these keywords and phrases as well, because again, that's what's going to pop up when people search that specific term.
Love it. I hope this makes sense for everybody. So again, to piggyback on what Sarah just said, you don't need to be using things like hashtag hair, hashtag balayage, because consumers are not really searching for that anymore, because the algorithm is automatically feeding it to them, right? Based on their previous look. But people still might be searching for something specific at one point, which is, a salon or a stylist, or maybe I'm looking for, hair extensions in Saskatoon. That's where I might be doing a specific search, and where therefore it can be important for you to have those keywords. So at the end of the day, in today's social media world, the relevance of your keyword is way more important than the quantity of your keywords. So keep that in mind with your strategy. So we're not saying to abandon them, but just focus them in on relevant local keywords that might still be searched for. And that's going to save you actually a lot of time. I'd say it's a good thing to not have to have like this constant list of like 30 different hashtags that you're throwing into every single post. I think we can all agree that it's a step in the right direction. So while the hashtag may not reign supreme like it once did, it continues to hold, an important space, and we would definitely continue to encourage you to use them strategically the way that we've outlined in this podcast. So send us a note. We'd love to see what your favorite hashtag is and how you would maybe caption and hashtag this particular episode. But simple and straightforward. Thanks for the insights, Sarah, as always. And thanks everyone for listening. We look forward to catching you on our next episode. Thank you so much for listening to the Salon Scoop podcast. This show is produced by Salon S.O.S, a digital marketing agency by industry professionals for industry professionals. If you want simple and affordable solutions for any of your salon marketing needs, such as websites, client loyalty, Google search rankings, social media, or more, come visit us at salonsos.ca or on Instagram at salon.s.o.s. If you want to hear more episodes like this and help us continue to bring the industry great content, it would mean so much to us if you would support us in one of the following ways. Either share this episode with one other industry professional, and rate the show on Spotify, or write us a quick review on Apple Music. We want to hear your feedback. If you have follow-up questions or ideas for future episodes, please reach out. DM us on Instagram at salonis.s.o.s, or hit us up on our website again at salonsos.ca. Again, thanks so much for listening. Now go get your hustle on, keep smiling, and we'll catch you on our next episode.